Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Joffer Educado. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Capital1 Solar Energy Spikers. Let's begin with our team captain. She wears jersey number 3, Jarrell Singh. At number 5, Maria Lourdes Clemente. Wearing jersey number 10, Iris Janelle Tolenada. Number 16, Noriel Julia Ipak. Number 22, Leila Jane Cruz. And number 23, guest player from Russia, Marina Tushova. Starting libero is number 18, Rika Jane Rivera. Head coach, Mr. Roger Gorayev. Calling on our Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Team captain wear jersey number 7, Madeleine Irenea Mariag. At number 3, Maria Dina Isabella Wong. Wearing jersey number 6, Aliona Denise Manaba. At number 8, Maika Angela Ortiz. Number 15, Honey Royce Tubino. And number 20, guest player from Greece, Zoe Faki. Starting libero, number 16, Tony Rose Ponce. Head coach, Mr. Dante Alinsunurin Jr. This match is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board. Match number 23.
Here are your starters for this match, Capital1. Starting off with Des Clemente, Julia Ipak, Cruz, Tolenada, Tushova Singh, and RJ Rivera as their starting libero. Meanwhile, for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, it will be Madayag, Ortiz, Manabat, Wong, Tubino, Faki, and Ponce as their starting libero. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Miguel de Guzman together with my partner Noreen Go, and later Jana Ejido will be joining us. You're watching the second game of our Thursday triple header here in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City, where the Choco Mucho Flying Titans will be going up against the Capital1 Solar Spikers. First serve by Dino Wong to start this match, targeting to Shova. Tolenada to Singh, cross court. Ponce was there.
Good dig.
Faki starts the scoring for the Flying Titans.
You know, it's not really, obviously, Faki showing us it's not all about power, it's where you target. And in that play, it was right in between two Capital players.
Wong serving again. Tolenada, 1-2 play, and gets the point for Capital1.
Well, it's good for Capital1 to see Iris Tolenada being aggressive early on in the game. We talked about the matchup of the setters of both teams, Tolenada and Wong, and Tolenada showing us she's off the bat the more aggressive one so far.
Jarrell Singh, their team captain, is up to serve for Capital1. The game is tied at 1 early in set 1. Faki cross court. Tushova was there. Tolenada. Cruz will push this and find a hole in the Choco Mucho defense.
Well, playing it smart, just finding that gap in the defense of Choco Mucho. They're reading their opponents. Talking about Capital1.
There's a quick challenge called here by Choco Mucho. Foot fault on that latest Leila Cruz attack. We mentioned Noreen earlier in the broadcast. This is going to be a very important game since both of them have identical records. So this is going to determine, or going to be very big in determining who will make the top 3 or the bottom 3 for the crossover in the next portion of our reinforced conference.
Yeah, just to make it clear what you said, they're tied in the standings. It's 1 and 2, and with the loss of Petrogas, they're at 1 and 3. That's why with the win, they're going to be 2. Oh, good challenge right there. That was quick.
Yeah.
Now at 2-1.
We'll keep an eye on The foreign reinforcement of Choco Mucho
Yes,
played
player,
sparingly in their
Zoe
previous match, only played in the
Serving
first and
for
the
Choco
fourth
Mucho.
set against Zeus Coffee.
And it had a total of 4 points, if I'm not mistaken. So you're expecting a lot more production from Faki.
Free ball, Wong chooses Santiago Manabat.
Manabat hits
And
the
that
line.
puts Choco Mucho up 3-1. But
Serving
before
one.
anything else, let's turn you over to Jana Ejido, who has a report for us.
On my trip to the dugout earlier, Miguel and Noreen, I was actually surprised to find Marina Tushova by the sidelines when she was doing her warm-up. She was tuning in to the Petrogas and Signal game earlier. Both teams she scored loads against in her experience so far here in the Reinforced Conference, 24 and 28 points respectively. But Marina shared with me that this is actually not her normal points production when she's playing abroad. In fact, scoring 20 plus is already so above it. She's even surprised to rig in that much points, merely responding and reacting to the sets she's been getting here. Nonetheless, Marina shares that her experience on being a bankable scorer is going to be so helpful for her career moving forward, and her experience here in the Philippines is already one for the books. So just how many points could Marina contribute today? I guess you'll have to find out when we tune in to the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. I'll send it back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you for that report. Now, this will be something that we'll also monitor later, is the scoring output of Tushova, who just scored her first points of the match.
Throughout this conference, she's been on an upward climb. 20, 24, and 28 points. So we expect, what, 28 right now is the norm.
Good serve there. Wong goes to Tupino. She scores for Choco Mucho in that sequence.
She gets the nod to start today for Choco Mucho. We talked about her in the pregame. Royce Tubino, doesn't matter if she starts or comes off the bench. Every time she's there,
Micah
obviously,
Ortiz.
she scores.
Serving for the Flying Tigers.
21 points in 3 sets of action.
Because she did not play in the first set.
Yes, for Royce Tubino. Talk about efficiency as Santiago Manabat tries to find the hole in the defense. Rivera to Tushova. Checked at the net.
Good cover.
Cruz from the back row will send this over. Wong chooses Madayag.
The big.
Long rally here in set number 1. Faki, Wong, Madayag. Good save by Rivera. Madayag again, and this time scores for the Flying Titans.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, you gotta try again. That was really what happened for Choco Mucho. Look at this. That was the second try.
Mike Ortiz serving. Good serve. And that's an ace for Choco Mucho, who doubles on Capital One 6-3.
Yeah, it's actually the positioning of Jarrell Singh. She is a decent defender, but that time you saw a shank with her arm, so that made all the difference.
Ortiz with a good serve, targeting Tushova again. Tushova attacks.
Oh,
The dig. Sabino checked at the net. Tries again. Good up by Rivera. She's been active for Capital One.
oh!
And Tushova
The hand of
scores
Ortiz.
for the Solar Spikers.
Boy, Capital One is showing that, you know, hard work really will...
You see here again on that replay, the spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubong ng bayan.
Yeah, they got that
Maris
fine
Colana.
point with sheer
Serving
hard
for the Solar
work.
Spikers.
Solar Spikers really trying to get every ball in play.
Santiago Manabat checked at the net, but that
on the
block
hit
goes
out.
outside. Point goes to Choco
7,
Mucho.
serving 4.
Well, you know, a lot of talk with the transfer of Santiago Manabat to Choco Mucho. But you have to trust
Didn't
Coach, if you're a fan of Choco
Serving
Mucho, you have
for
to
Choco Mucho.
trust Coach Dante and the coaching staff and management. There must be a reason, you know, maybe not just point production. It could be the chemistry, so they're hoping that will bear fruit.
Faki from the back row, and that is good for Zoe.
That should actually build their confidence.
That attack brings us to the first technical timeout of set 1. Choco Mucho 8-4. 8-4 is our score in set number 1. Choco Mucho leading Capital 1. See on your screens, Isa Molde, who in their previous match had a big game against Zeus Coffee Narine.
Yeah, I think she was the second leading scorer for Choco Mucho with 17 points behind the 21. Only 2 players actually scored in double digits. And we know all these coaches. Throughout the conference, they try to find the right combination, and so far here, they're opting to rest servers in the first set.
And speaking of rest, no rest there for Shova. Already registering her 3rd point of the match as you look at this replay. Good set by Tolenada.
But you and I, we were talking about Shova before the game, and you said how impressive she is, a very smart player, and now I'm seeing why. I mean, she's such a great acquisition for Capital One in this conference.
Good dig by Tolenada. Rivera to Leila Cruz. Check at the net.
Denied.
That's a perfect block there. I think Maddie Madayaga handed that, and you see the way they guided the ball inside the court.
Substitution. Capital One, 22.
Capital One will be forced to use their substitution here. They have Sid Niegos entering the match, replacing Leila Cruz.
We've seen her play in the last conference, and she was impressive up until an ankle injury, I remember.
Yeah. Faki outside.
Wide. 6-9.
Score is now 6-9.
Yeah, she overcooks that. And you would ask, why would you go for too tough an angle? Because you haven't been really blocked or checked. So these things you gotta take into consideration while playing the game.
Capital One with a serve, targeting Ponce. Good reception. Wong to Faki down the line. Good up. Let's see if they can keep this alive. No.
Oh, you like what you're seeing right now from the foreign guest player of Choco Mucho, Faki. You know, after the error she makes up, and it seems like today she means business. She's going to surpass that 4-point production.
And in a conference where some of our players are in alas duties, it's important for these reinforcements to step up and fill the gap that's left in this team. And of course, we know CC Rondina is representing the country right now. But before anything else, Coach Roger calls a timeout. Let's listen in to their huddle.
Ano ba mamaya? Anong laban?
Dali lang yun. Nakari sa kanan.
Kailangan dyan tumulong na kayo sa opensa. Huwag mamaya. Ngayon na. Kailangan maka-receive kayo para makapadiskarte yung setter natin sa gitna. Wala tayong threat sa gitna, puro open eh. Pag walang receive, open na kaagad. Matic yun. So, magkukompress dun yung block nila.
Let's go, let's go. Capital!
Coach Roger calling for better reception from his squad so that Iris can set up their spikers more efficiently and effectively.
Yeah, and because of that, Coach Roger stresses that their offense obviously becomes more predictable. The blockers will compress or clamp down on their wing hitters.
Good reception there by Toshova. Clemente is activated but checked at the net. Singh sends this over. Faki finds a hole in the defense.
Ball is in.
And there's a quick challenge called by Capital One.
Well, it looked like Iris Tolenada was quick on her toes to try for that save, but they're going to challenge.
For the Flying Titans.
Oh.
Challenge mo. Bawas sa kanila talaga yun eh. Walang amin sa inside court. Ipapakita talaga natin. The challenge yun kasi inside, outside eh. Pagka sa mga check, kaaminin. Pero pagka sa inside, ipi-play yun. Oo, kahit ibigay, ipi-play natin kasi babawat sa kanila yun.
Clarifications made there on the technicalities of our challenge system.
So the challenge was what? Ball in, ball out? I heard in and out. I thought it was a floor touch, right?
Floor touch, yes.
Floor touch. But from what I understood, so correct, floor touch. We understood that correctly. From what I understood, it's there's no admitting of floor touch or not, right?
Yes.
That's why they need to. Yeah, there was. Iris Tolenada actually did admit it, but they will not accept it. A challenge is a challenge only because
There's a
it will
floor touch,
deduct the number of
challenge is
challenges
unsuccessful.
from
Yes.
Capital 1, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now at 12.
Okay, now that's clear.
Maddie Madayag.
And that confirms that Capital One has one challenge left. Maddie with a serve. They've been targeting Tushova all day long here in set number 1. Wong keeps it up.
Same.
Rivera to Singh. Checked at the net. Singh tries again. Good up by Tobino. Wong to Santiago Manabat, who gets the point for Choco Mucho.
Off the block.
Yeah, that ricocheted off the blocker's hands, but you like the
13.
defense of Choco Mucho here in set number 1. They're getting a hand on the balls of Capital One. No, it might not be a stuffed block, but they're softening up that ball.
Seeing action for
Service.
Capital One is
Madayag.
Roma Doromal, who replaces Rivera as the receiving libero of the Solar Spikers.
Great serve.
Niegos. Ortiz tries to push it to the other side. Tolenada, quick. This will be a free ball for Capital One.
High chance.
Iris. Singh. Check.
Sing. Ball is in.
You know, that was a better
14 to
series
6.
of exchanges there, but again, we were talking about the defense of Choco Mucho. Their blocking has been on point.
Substitution. Capital One.
One of the
Three
few
out.
free balls given to
15,
Capital One in the
Alvarez
set. Now Shola Alvarez is inserted into the match,
Iris Tolenada,
replacing Singh.
designated game captain.
Yeah, Coach
For
Roger,
Capital
obviously
One.
Miguel now desperately trying to find the right
Service,
combination.
Madayag.
Their start was a little flat here in set number 1.
Tushova sets it up to Niegos, who
Over
grazes the antenna.
15 to 6.
Yeah, she tried. We got to give it to Niegos. She tried to keep that ball in play. It was just too far for her comfort.
Choco Mucho pulling away with a
Service.
9-point
Madayag.
lead over Capital One. Team captain Madayag still serving for Choco Mucho.
They're passing. Yep, they're passing there.
Attack.
Good execution there, Clemente connecting with Tolenada in that sequence. Let's look at that replay again.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Roger meant by give a better pass so we can actually run the middle.
That's the first point scored of someone not named Tushova in this match. And of course, Iris Tolenada with the 1-2 play earlier. Free ball. Capital One. And again, checked at the
Ball
net.
is in.
Choco Mucho
Second
active
technical timeout.
with their
16.
net defense, and
Choco
that sends
Mucho.
them with a 9-point
7.
lead
Capital
as we head
One.
into the second technical timeout. Suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino sa Paris Olympic Games 2024. Watch the games live from July 26 to August 11 on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and the Pilipinas Live app. 100 taong laban para sa bayan. As you see on your screens, Jaja Santiago in attendance supporting her sister Dindin Santiago Manabat.
The rare vacations Jaja Santiago gets. And you love it, she's supporting Philippine volleyball. Oh, good dig.
Good dig by Ponce. Faki finds a way to score.
17-7.
You know, that's not very easy to do. It's just at that moment, Faki just made it look easy, but out of system set. Everything was out of system, but she gets the point.
Dina serving, targeting Alvarez, who is checked at the net. Faki had to adjust in that sequence. Iris to Tushova from the back row. Lucky roll. Point for CAPITAL1.
Otang Ponce gave it a shot there, but she was spraying to the gun and give me a bit more height there for the reach. But that, Tushova again, with the blocker's help.
Alvarez now serving for CAPITAL1.
First the Solars.
I like also that substitution, bringing Shaul Alvarez. She's always been effective off the bench.
Yes. And that is a service ace. On cue right there as you highlighted her presence in the court, Noreen.
That's what matters. You know, when you're called to action, you got to give everything you've got. Shaul Alvarez, known also for her serving.
Service. Alvarez.
In their previous match, she went scoreless, playing in set number 2, now already with 1 service ace.
Adds too long.
And overcooks that
+1
one.
for Choco Mucho.
50-50. 1 ace and 1 service error. But you don't want to see that because you're down by 9 big points here. You got to start chasing.
Guest player, Zoe Faki.
Tolenada has Clemente in front.
Choco Mucho.
Faki serving for Choco Mucho. Let's see what play they run. No need
Nothing.
19.
for any play in that sequence.
I'm
The
out.
service ace from Zoe,
1.
which forces CAPITAL1 to call for time. They are down 10.
Kaya pa ba natin mag-ero? Target tayo. Wala, masyado, I told you, we should control the set at the first onset of the game. And we're just rolling right now. We do not have any intention of winning this set. Anyway, we just push. It's difficult to get ahead of this with 10 points. Doable, but very, very difficult for us. See, we just play.
Let's go. Let's go, ate. Capital, 1.
Choco Mucho 19, CAPITAL1 9, as you see on your screens. Members of the Ateneo Blue Eagles women's volleyball team in attendance
At the
here in the
service zone for the
reinforced
Flying
conference of the
Titans.
PVL.
The guest
So I'd like to
player,
say for
number
the
20, Zoe
Ateneo fans,
Faki.
get used to the new faces because come UAAP, you're going to be seeing these new faces.
That
is out.
serve goes outside, giving CAPITAL1 a free point in the set. Des Clemente now serving
Des Clemente.
for the Solar Spikers.
Serving for CAPITAL1.
Well, we heard it from Coach Roger. It's doable, but it's going to be difficult to get back in this set, so just play your game. And for me, just, you know, don't look at the score. Just try to chase. Try to make your own run here.
Clemente sets up to Shova, cross court. What a dig by Tubino. Tolenada 1-2 play, great read. Marina. Another long rally. Manabat.
Good dig.
Wong. To Tubino.
On the line. Tubino.
Scores for Choco Mucho.
You know, that's really just a smart hit by Honey Royce Tubino. She took up something off of that, some pace off of that, and that was the biggest. Look at that. She just found that hole there in that defense.
Ortiz.
Mike Ortiz serving for the Flying Titans. Good reception by Doromal. To Shova, cross court, no doubt.
Over the block. 11, serving 20.
That, for me, that is a perfect example of such a talented player. You get big, right? But I'm going to adjust. I'm going to find a better angle, a better spot, and then she gets the point.
Tolenado serving. That means it's a full front line for Capital One. Tubino.
Bino with a cross-court kill. 21 to
Boy,
11.
what a great response by Choco Mucho from a Toshova attack. Royce Tubino saying, I can do that too. You scored 28 in your last game. I scored 24.
Dindin Manaba.
24, 21.
21.
21.
Dindin already with 3 attack points in this match. Serving.
Wow.
And she scores.
That's another
22
service
to 11.
ace for Choco Mucho. We already have 3 in the set so far.
Coach Roger opting to use the 6 that's on or that's
Service.
inside the court right
Manabat.
now. But Choco Mucho, you like the 6. It's a great, they've built a great chemistry.
Another
Communication.
service ace for Dindin.
23
Yeah.
to 11.
You're talking about chemistry. If you look at their body language also, they're playing much lighter.
Substitution.
Their eyebrows are not meeting each other in the middle.
15
Yeah.
now.
And it
3.
shows the score is now 23-11 in favor of the Flying Titans.
And it pays also that, the
Service.
veterans of the squad in Tubino and Santiago Manabat, they're playing really well today.
And that's the importance of this edition also. That veteran presence.
Off the
As you
block.
see there,
Toshova.
Capital One stops the scoring run of
12,
Choco Mucho.
23.
23-12. Unless they go on a very special run in this portion of the set, Noreen, I think
Substitution.
Choco Mucho will get
3 out,
this set.
10.
Now, it's important to see how Capital One will
6
bounce
out.
back from this slow start that they had.
9.
Well, that's why Coach
Alba.
Roger is
In.
encouraging them. Just play. And I'm sure he's looking to the next set. Given
Yes,
the way
player,
Choco Mucho has
Marina
been
Toshova.
playing here in set number
Serving
1 and
for
vice
Capital
versa.
1.
Alba and Tolentino in the match.
That goes
They get a
long.
free point that will put them at set point here in the first set.
Choco Mucho now at
Yeah, that's
set
not going to
point
help.
advantage.
These errors here and there really halting any run
Serving
Capital
for
One
the
can
set,
actually
number
make.
15, Royce Tubino.
Tubino serving 24-12. Good reception
Yeah.
by Toshova. Singh is back in the match. Good dig by Ponce. And the push. And check that
Oh,
attempt.
good dig.
Tolenada back row to Marina. Mars? Is this the end? Not yet. Good dig by Niegos rather. Singh.
Good save.
Long rally here in set number 1. Roma
Whoa!
to Marina.
Back row attack. 13,
I mean,
24.
when we talk about Capital One, they do have a victory, right? And that's the way they played when they had that first victory. So they just need to dig deep and find it in themselves, find their identity. Because it is actually
Moripa.
possible to play that way.
Serving for the Solar Spikers.
And good serve right there. Mars will go to Faki. And Soy
Flying
and set
Titans
number 1 in
take the
favor of
first set.
Choco Mucho.
25-13.
Faki making her presence felt in set number 1, Noreen. See that replay of that attack and her highlights. Maddie Madayag feeling it.
Well, obviously, she's outdone herself already, compared to the previous match. And things looking good for Choco Mucho. It is a collective effort.
25-13 to end set number 1. We will be back for set 2 onwards. Choco Mucho up 1-0, taking set number 1, 25-13 after that strong start by the Flying Titans.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, for Choco Mucho, it was a strong start, but we have to say that for Capital One, it was a very flat start. You know, Choco Mucho, you gotta love that 6 that Coach Dante put in. Royce Tubino starting this match, and that chemistry that they built with Maddie Padayag and the rest did Santiago Manabat. What a spectacular first set. Everything falling for Choco Mucho. They're playing well. For Capital One, I feel they have to step up. They have to change things, especially their psyche. And let's look at some numbers. Pretty decent for a 13-point output. They had 9 attacks, so obviously they can actually score more. Blocking, Choco Mucho, we talked about how their defense is working. The aces, we talked about the passing of Capital. Errors actually pretty good for Choco Mucho at 3-5 for Capital, but I think it's for Capital the challenge in the second set's really forget about the first set. How are you going to approach the second set? What is your mindset? That is going to be very important.
That's right, because in set number 1, Capital One only connecting on 20% of their attacks, Noreen. As you see on your screens, Roma Doromal
number 3
in the match here. Jarrell Singh will get set number 2 started as she is up to serve for Capital One. Noreen, no one wins a volleyball game after winning the first set.
Yep.
They have to win 3. So it's interesting to see how Capital One will bounce back. Niego still in the match for Coach Roger. Toshova with a cross court. Zoe.
Yeah, Tang Ponce has been reading Toshova today.
Iris activating Des in that sequence. No go. Din, check, that's the net.
That's better defense for Capital One. We didn't see that in the first set. That's why Choco Mucho is just so comfortable with their offense right now. That's going to change things up. That's going to shake things up.
And Toshova was fired up after that rejection at the net. Singh still serving. Capital One up 1. Wong to Zoe. Check at the net. Ties the game up just like that.
You see the huge difference if Faki plays well for Choco Mucho. It actually takes the pressure off the locals. Because we know from history that if you have a foreign guest player, of course you're going to rely a lot on them.
It looks like she wants to perform well a day before she turns a year older. Talking about Zoe Faki. Toshova checked at the net. There's a net touch called.
It's a net touch called on Ortiz. 2-1.
Wasted opportunity. They actually got a hand at that.
Capital One has to capitalize on these free points given to them by Choco Mucho. Des Clemente at the service line now.
Oh, we have to mention Santiago Manabat and Ortiz, no strangers to each other. They were teammates once upon a time with Cherry.
Speaking of Santiago Manabat, she ties the game up at 2. But before we head on to the game, let's listen in to Jana Ejido, who has a report for us.
Miguel and Noreen, I would love to add on to the discussion you had earlier about Zoe Faki, because if we remember in their last outing against the Zeus Coffee Thunderbelts, this was where she saw limited minutes. And in our chat earlier, she said it's been challenging so far learning how to adapt and bring her A game here. She said, and I quote, "It's been a challenge for me, especially on the offense, but I go to training every day with positivity and knowing that I am loved by my teammates." Also, Miguel and Noreen, you had high praises for Zoe. She delivered the final blow to earn set 1 and even the opening point for her team here in set 2. Let's see if more of that could continue when you catch all the action on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Rally continues. I'll send it back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you, Jana. You know, Jana mentioned it earlier that Zoe and Dina worked on their connection prior to this match, and it's evident. As you see here, she already has 9 points in the match, but Capital One getting another free point after that Royce Tubino net touch. They will be calling for a challenge, but
there's a challenge on the floor.
From our angle, Noreen,
it looked like a net touch, but they probably saw something we didn't.
Better start here for Capital One. They look more relaxed. You see them talking in the middle of the court with Coach Roger. very specific with the plays that they want to run in this set.
Yeah. And they've been passing better. They've been defending better. So what you want to see are baby steps. You know, you get better throughout the match.
There, yep, there is indeed a net touch called on Honey Royce.
The challenge, yes, there is a net fault, but the
unsuccessful
challenge is unsuccessful
for Choco Mucho.
Choco Mucho.
Iris,
CAPITAL1 scores and
Look at the reaction of Coach Dante. It's like,
Iris Tolenada serving.
whose great idea is it to challenge that?
good serve there by Tolenada. Wong to Madayag. Iris sets up to Shova.
Come on.
Down the line to Shova.
Right? You have two great
5-17.
blockers in front of you, Santiago Manabat and Matty Madayag, and you still get it through.
41% attack efficiency in set number 1, continuing her hot streak here in set number 2. Talking about Marina Toshova.
He talked about the connection of Dina Wong and Paki. What about the Toshova Iris Tolenada
+1
connection?
for the Flying Titans.
You know, CAPITAL1 had a very solid off-season na rin, adding Tolenada to their lineup, a veteran presence and a playmaker who has experience playing internationally and in the national team as well.
Serving
Yeah, you know,
Choco Mucho.
when you talk about great setters, Iris Tolenada is one of them. Didn't get, because her previous team, she would come off the bench, not much playing time. So you're happy for her fans. They must be happy that she's actually has a lot of playing time.
And for a young team,
Negos
her presence is what's
gets a ball
needed.
touch.
Yeah.
Look at it,
Six.
firing her teammates up
Serving through.
as they take a 6-3 lead against Choco Mucho after falling behind by as much as 12 points in set number 1.
That's the impact
Guest
that
player,
Capital One is
Marina
looking
Toshova,
for
serving for
from their
Capital1.
one of their leaders, Iris Tolenada.
And speaking of impact, Marina Toshova, first to 10 points here in the match. Let's look at the replay of that service ace.
Yeah, it just dropped. Tobino is
Service.
actually there, but maybe he
Toshova.
lacked a step.
Toshova with the serve. Wong to Tobino. Checked. Tobino again. Timed perfectly. Good dive by Doromal. And good set by Tolenada. Singh sends it over. Maddie, two hands, scoring for the Flying Titans.
You know, that's one thing that has been missing with Choco Mucho's game is just the middles. You know, we saw the wing hitters perform well, but their pass is actually not that great to run the middles. And finally, Madi Madea gets a point there.
Royce Tobino with 3 points already.
For Choco Mucho.
Iris to Toshova.
Oh, good dig.
Wong to Zoe. Checked at the net. Second try. This time it goes.
Hand of Negos.
Yeah, you see the adjustment, a
5,
faster and a
7.
lower set to Paki, and they get the point.
You know, credit to Dina Wong as well.
Yeah.
Royce Tobino, 21 points in their previous
Service.
match. This game right
Tobino.
now, she has 3. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because she's spreading their offense. Faki with 10, Santiago Manabat with 6, Madayag with 3. Just goes to show that it's not a one-man show for the Flying Titans in this game.
Well, with the talent of that team, you want the others to contribute.
Tolenada with a good back set. Negos is checked, however,
Negos. Well
by
read
Zoe.
by Faki.
Boy, we did, how many times we're gonna say it? We did say it, let's say it again. Paki is playing well above the previous matches that they've had. And I like the adjustment obviously made during practice. The familiarity is now there for them.
Layla Cruz inserted back in the
Service.
match.
Tobino.
2 rookies for Coach Roger. Seeing action right now. Honey Royce with the serve. No, I must commend the reception of Toshova.
Block is out.
It's very accurate, straight to the setting zone of Iris Tolenada, but because of that attack, CAPITAL1 heads into the first technical timeout with the lead this
First
time.
technical timeout. 8. Solar Spikers. 6. Flying Titans.
8-6 is the score. This time it's the Capital One Solar Spikers with the lead, courtesy of that player on your screen, Marina Toshova, already with 10 points for the Solar Spikers.
Well, we did talk about the starts of both these teams. First set, pretty slow, pretty flat for Capital One. What a better start. Far cry from set number 1.
16. Nori Ipak.
Ipak now serving for the Solar Spikers. That's a good serve. Nabat from the back row. Good take by Ipak.
Good save.
Good set by Iris. Dina to Zoe, who's checked at the net.
That was a pretty soft hit from Zoe, and they get that block. I mean, that's what you like to see from Capital One, the defense being aggressive at the net.
Des and Leila shutting the door on Faki. Ipak now serving for Capital One. Another good serve from Noriel. Iris activating Des. Dina to Zoe. Cross court is good.
Well, making up for that previous error.
Look at that replay. And this spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Yeah, if you check out that slow-mo, that defensive pattern of Capital One, there's a huge space there to the end line, so they need to adjust.
Maddie serving. Targeting Marina. Over reception. Rare miscue there from Toshova.
Serving 9.
Then you gotta credit the serve of Madayaga. Top serve. Look at the way it dipped at the center. Even Toshova, a great receiver, and had all sorts of problems.
Lead is down to 1. Maddie still serving. Better reception this time. Singh cross court. Wong to Zoe. Trying to find a hole in the defense. Nope. Marina from the back row.
Great dig. Oh, good save.
Long rally. Zoe's checked at the net. Iris
Mad scramble.
has to send this onto the other side. Free ball. Dina. Micah connects.
Slides to the right
You
and
know,
scores.
Miguel, that Ortiz was waiting for that set, and she takes full advantage of that. Boy, the setters doing their jobs, really. The ball distribution, the decision-making. Both setters at that.
Good matchup. Great call by our crew to highlight both of these players as there is a net touch infraction called on Zoe.
There's a net touch called on Faki.
You know, if we were blockers, Miguel, that would have hurt because you got the block, but then you had to touch the net for no reason. That's frustrating.
Leila Cruz serving for the Solar Spikers.
Good break there for Capital One. When Maddie was serving in the previous set, that's when Choco Mucho went on their run. So Des.
Oh, good dig.
Roma. Another good dig. 1-2 play from Dina is no good. Singh is checked.
Turned back by Ortiz.
Well, Capital One, they have to be careful when Choco Mucho starts defending well. You know, the mood changes. And right now, when the energy level of Choco Mucho is kind of low, that's when Capital One wants to actually add to their lead.
Toshova from the back row. Off the hands of Ortiz. Scores for Capital One, preserving the lead for the Solar Spikers.
Yeah, great response. Great response after Choco Mucho tied the second set at 10 apiece.
Singh now at the service line for Capital One. Good target. Din checked at the net. Roma to Iris, who goes to Toshova. Finds a way to score.
12.
She kind of
serving
bent her
10.
body there, trying to direct the ball down the line. Just a smart hit by Toshova.
Service. Sing.
Sing serving. 2-point lead for Capital One. Tubino with a good reception. Zoe, good up by Sing. Doromal runs out of room on that play.
Off the handoff.
Boy,
Sing.
great setting also by
11,
Dina Wong
serving
there.
12.
Faki just powers that through. What a huge swing there.
Zoe Faki, guest player, serving for Choco Mucho.
Zoe serving for Choco Mucho. 11-12 is our score.
Look at that, 13 points today.
Iris to Toshova. Check. Ponce was there to cover. Tubino. Let's check that net as well. Toshova down the line. Too much.
Ball is out. We're tied at 12.
Well, wasted opportunity there. She just tried to go for a tough angle, but totally missed the line. And we are now tied once again at 12.
Zoe serving. Marina cross court.
On the angle to Shova.
Well, you know, Tang Ponce has been successful with her digs, but that time it was too far out of reach for even a great libero in Ponce. Look at the way she directed it. Tough angle.
Clemente with the serve targeting Ponce. Wong goes to Tubino, who uses the hands of the blockers. Toshova from the back row sends it over and gets the point for Capital One.
Toshova has been the recipient
Serving 12.
of not the best of sets, but then same result, she gets the point. 2-point lead after that deadlock.
Des serving. Dina setting Ortiz off the hands of the blockers. Sing to Toshova. Good dig right there. Down the line.
Nabat off the hand of Singh. 13.
You know, the way
14.
Santiago Manabat is playing today is like she's turned back the hands of time. I mean, she's just, you know, the way she jumps for that, her shoulders are squared off. I mean,
Serving
if
for
she's
the
playing
Flying
that way, I mean,
Titans.
that's a good sign for Choco Mucho.
Good reception. Toshova again.
Shova strikes again.
Her efficiency in this match is through the roof. See that replay again. Tolenada going to their reinforcement. Too much.
And it's a good change. I mean, too much is good also for Capital One. It's a change. It's a shorter set, but the connection. We talked about connections, right? The connection of Tolenada and Toshova. They know exactly what they both want. Great communication.
Iris going to Toshova again. Back set to Leila Cruz. They had to adjust. And that
Overset.
sails outside.
14.
Well, you know,
to
Tolenada
15.
wanted to set it to Toshova, but Toshova was still scrambling to get on her feet.
Leila Cruz is tall.
Tall,
She's
yeah.
in front of us right now. And
Manabat. Serving for
She looks like
Choco Mucho.
she's taller than Maddie. So she's about, what, 6'2"?
Yeah. goes for that attack. And speaking of, Leila Cruz scoring for Capital One. And with that, Capital One heads to the second technical timeout with a 2-point lead, 16 to 14.
Technical timeout, 16. Capital One, 14. Choco Mucho.
16-14 in favor of the Solar Spikers here in set number 2. Marina Toshova already with 15 big points for Capital One.
Well, they're doing a good job here in the second set. You know, they're being challenged by Choco Mucho, but they seem to find a response. Every time the score is tied, they score 1-2 points, and Toshova obviously at the firing end most of the time.
Technical time.
A good recovery here from Capital One after that slow start in set number 1. Toshova at the service line for the Solar Spikers. Good serve. Dina to Tubino, and that is good for Royce.
15-16.
Yeah, if you're Choco Mucho, this is the rotation you want to take advantage of. Toshova at the back, and you have Paki in front. So this is where you want to overtake Capital One.
Royce Tubino now serving for Choco Mucho. 15-16 is the score. Iris goes to Singh. Overcooks that one.
Singh goes long. We're tied at 16.
And Coach Roger, that brings Coach Roger to the floor right there. He was actually calmly sitting down, and he doesn't like to see those kinds of errors. Oh.
Oh, and there will be an infraction called on Tolenada. And Singh will be clarifying this with the first referee. There will be a replay of that point.
Mababa sa net yun. Mababa sa net, coach. Captain. Pag gano'n niya, dito tumama, nasa ilalim ng net. Kaya dito, kahit tumalon ka, kung yung bola nasa baba ng net, wala namang okay?
Replay is requested.
So they're calling for a replay of that, on that sequence. Now, just to clarify for our viewers, the reason why there was a replay is because the attack by Tolenada is not considered as an illegal back row hit because her hands did not go over the net, as explained by our first referee.
And the ball was also behind the net.
Yes.
As explained by our first referee. But Maddie Madec said she's a back row setter, but she jumped. But the first referee explained it really well. I like Paki going to the first referee. What? Explain yourself.
Ipak with the serve. Madayag runs, and that sails outside. Point goes to Capital One.
Another 2-point lead by Capital One.
That error forces Coach Dante to call a timeout. Let's listen in to their huddle.
Same lang gawin mo. So, pareho si Buwan, itakbo dito, meron ka dito. Okay, kailangan lang tayo makapasa ng isa. Then, guys, yung stop natin nawawala na. Yung break point natin, doon tayo nagkakaproblema ngayon. Okay, yung side out natin, mataas sa porsyento, and kailangan yung break point natin. Dumipensa tayo, ha?
Okay.
Sige, disiplina lang sa loob ng kayo dyan, ha? Go.
Eh, Choco Mucho!
Coach Dante calling for timeout because Capital One seems to have an answer for all of their offensive decisions on the court right now. They can't seem to grab the lead from the Solar Spikers here in set number 2.
And you can also sense the energy of Choco Mucho has dipped a bit here in the second set, which the coaches don't want to see because you actually won the first set.
Ipak with a good serve. Wong underhand set to Zoe. Miss-hit in that sequence. Leila Cruz sends it to the other side. Maddie is checked at the net.
Turn back.
Point solo block, a one-on-one, and Desclemente just stopping Maddie Madayag there. Great read.
No entry.
No entry.
Back-to-back unsuccessful attacks from Maddie. Let's see if she can recover on this sequence. Good dig by Tolenada. Free ball, Choco. Wong goes to Zoe. And that sails outside. Coach Dante will be calling for a challenge.
There's a challenge
One side of the court, everyone was sure that there was a block touch. On the other side, however, everyone was confident that the ball went out. So let's see. In a few moments, we will see the result of this challenge called by Coach Dante.
If you look at the reactions, Cruz was so sure she didn't touch it, was so sure it was an error.
And this is what we were talking about earlier, Noreen. Short-term memory. It's very important for Capital One to forget about what happened in set number 1. You know, after being held to just 13 points, now holding their own, having a counter for everything that Choco Mucho's throwing at them.
Yeah. And although, I mean, last conference, they didn't fare very well. This conference, they have the same standing as Choco Mucho. They have to remind themselves that. They both have a win. So, you know, I mean, even Steven from both these teams, you just got to fight it out here today.
Holding their own against a much experienced Choco Mucho Flying Titans team here in the Premier Volleyball League. Coach Roger mentioned they were only formed approximately 6 months ago. And to see their growth, it's exciting to see where they're going to be heading as they go through their journey here in the Premier Volleyball League. On your screens right now, the result of that challenge.
Looks clean from here. Yeah, no touch.
No touch.
There's no
You know, that's almost a perfect example that
challenge is
you're
unsuccessful.
happy that you didn't have the proper blocking technique. Your arms were far apart and the ball went through the hands.
Ipak still serving for Capital One. She's been here for a while now. Wong to Zoe. Checked at the net. Good up. Iris will go to Singh. Challenging the block of the Titans. Maddie. And this time, she gets it to go for Choco Mucho.
17.
It was a challenge for Maddie Madayag, being stopped, being big, but finally she gets another kill.
3 out. 20. Torres.
Coach Roger going to his bench again. Torres in the match for Capital One for the first time in this match.
Team captain, Maddie Madayag. With the serve.
Maddie serving. 17-20. Iris. Des is checked at the net this time. It's been all Zoe in this set for Choco Mucho as she's checked at the net. 1-2 play by Dina. Good read from Iris.
Good dig. Oh, overpass.
Joust at the net. Ball is still alive. Another joust. Dina sends it over. Iris goes to Marina. And need we say anything more?
You know, it has been very busy at the net that they forgot Toshova can actually hit the pipe attack.
And consistently at that. Look at that attack.
Ayla Cruz.
Left Tobino flat-footed in that sequence. Good decision by Tolenada as well to go to Marina.
Left the entire Choco Mucho flat-footed at that.
Dina goes to Zoe. Checked. And off the hands of Marina.
Through the block.
Well, if you're Capital One, you want to play side-out volleyball and get to 25. If you're Choco Mucho, you cannot afford that. You've got to chase right now.
Dina serving Choco Mucho, full front line.
Oh!
Dina almost getting that service ace. Roma will send this over. Wong to Dindin. Been a while since we last heard her name. Marina from the back row, and this time it's good again for Marina.
Well, one blocker, two blockers, no difference for Toshova. She just gets the job done.
Hard to scout Toshova in this match from the back row, from the wings. Very efficient outing for the foreign reinforcement of Capital One.
And it's not just offense, it's also her digging.
Yes, she's been the target of the Flying Titans at the service line, but she's here to win. Cruz sets it up, free ball, Choco Mucho. Wong decides to go to Faki.
Oh, good chase.
Another free ball. Who will she set this ball to this time? Goes to Ortiz.
Ortiz
And gets the point for Choco Mucho.
Good change-up. Good change-up for Dina Wong there. That's what you need sometimes. You know, when things get predictable, you gotta change things up.
Isa Molde inserted by Coach Dante in the game. And we talked about her earlier in the broadcast. 17 points and 12 digs against Deuce Coffee.
Serving for the Flying.
Let's see if she can bring the spark that the Flying Titans need in this set.
Good serve.
Iris to Shova. It's checked. Good up by Tobino. Royce off the hands of Tolenada, who goes to Marina again.
Oh, good dig.
Big by Toshova.
Come on! Come on!
Scored shot.
Boy, from offense, transition to defense. From defense, transition to offense. To defense to offense.
I'm out.
And Mandy and Milka Romero loving that spike from Toshova. Let's look at the replay again.
19. Choco Mucho.
No
23.
doubt.
Capital 1.
Fang couldn't handle that one. Coach Dante forced to call time. Let's listen in to their huddle.
Hulog, pwede ka maghulog dito, ha? Okay, kasi pag dito dumidepensa, hulog. Dito yung depensa naman.
Eh, pag si Leila Cruz yung dumedepensa sa likod, nakabang na yun sa drop.
Oh, drop ball. Ibig sabihin, habaan mo na lang. Ha? Oh, continue na sa ano. Discard ka lang. Go, 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 go.
Eh, sige, sige, laban tayo, oh! Choco Mucho! Fight the brand!
23-19 here in set number 2, Capital 1. Can they get set number 2 and tie this at 1 set apiece, or will Choco Mucho go on another late set run here in this match?
Well, Capital One's looking good. And
23 to
good
19
news, you
is
have
the
Toshova
score
in
in
front.
set.
So, if
So
she
let's
gets the
fighters
set,
have
she,
the lead.
you talked about her
Serving.
efficiency.
Is number 5.
It's way up there.
Averaging more than 20 points here in the PVL. Already has 18 just in the second set. There's more volleyball in store for us as Toshova sends us over. Molde was there for the dig.
Great defense by Capital One.
Molde active. Checked at the net. Pumursyento na si Iris. Drop ball. Not good that time. Dindin sends this one over. Over reception. Good read by Iris and blocked at the
Long
net there.
rally.
1-2 play. Isa again with a good cover.
Oh!
Manabag.
Boy, that was one of the longest rally in this match so far.
23.
And look at Honey Royce puffing and puffing. Well, you gotta give it, give credit to the defense of Capital One. They're really getting a hand at the balls.
Iris to Marina. No go in that sequence. Miscommunication.
Timeout.
This time, it's Coach Roger who's forced to call a timeout. Choco Mucho cutting the lead down to 2. Let's listen to their huddle.
Flying Tigers.
Relax.
It's a great pass. Nice shot.
We need 2 points to win. They need 2 points to just be 23 all with us. Ha? Relax lang muna tayo, ha? Magmamadali sila para paluin ka agad yung bola eh. Nakukuha naman natin yung bola eh. Problema again, yung counter-attack natin after the defense. Ayun, hindi natin kaagad ma-convert sa
Keep
points.
going, keep going.
Let's go. Pababayaan, ha?
23-21. Good point by Coach Roger, trying to calm his players down, reminding them that they're in the lead. They just have to close this set out to get the win.
And it's a good recognition also of the defense of Capital One. We talked about their defense working, and he did say they just need to convert.
Reception, Marina will have to push this one over again. Another miscommunication there with Tolenada.
The big
Look at that
Capital 1 on set 1.
connection again. Making up.
itself of the net. We have to say everything really falling for Capital One here in set number 2.
Serving for the set. Number 10, Iris. Tolenado.
Serving for the set. 24-21, and she ends set number 2 to give Capital One
25.
a 1-1 set count against Choco Mucho.
And the Romeros are pleased.
Check out the highlights from Tushova in that recently concluded set. As our players are switching courts right now. A recap of the score, 25-13, 25-21. We'll be back for more volleyball action. In case you're wondering how this game is tied up at 1 set apiece, it's all courtesy of the foreign reinforcement of the Capital One Solar Spikers, Marina Tushova, who took over for Capital One in set number 2, scoring 12 big points in that set alone.
I love that introduction because it pretty much summarized what happened in set number 2, the emergence or re-emergence of Tushova. You said 12 points in set number 2. Right now, she has 18 points. And her norm is what? 20, 24, and then 28. So she's well on her way to actually eclipse or eclipse the 28-point. But then you like the response of the entire Capital One team, the way they defended. Their defense really helped them gain that set number 2. Let's look at the attacks. They out-attack Choco Mucho, 16-14. We said the 9 in the first set could be better. They did so. Blocking went their way, 3-1. Aces, you know, all the numbers, the errors, okay, you can give, they had one more, but all the numbers really pointed to a Capital One win. So for them, they want to take from that second set victory. They want to bring the entire energy, the emotions here in the third set.
As you mentioned, better showing for Capital One, and one big factor is not giving Choco Mucho 4 service aces in set number 2, Noreen. Look at Zoe Faki on your screen. She's also had a big second set here for Choco Mucho already with 15 points. Nina Wong getting ready to start things off for us here in set number 3.
Of our preliminary match in Pool B.
Well, in terms of attacks, Faki actually equaled her first set output, 6 and 6, so she has 12 points. However, what you want to see from Choco Mucho is a more balanced attack, like what we saw in the first set. So you have to forget about the second set loss and try to focus at or on the third set.
Capital One starting set 3 off how they started the second set, scoring first against Choco Mucho. Des Clemente at the service line. Targeting Ponce. Wong goes to Zoe. Cross court, too much to handle for Des.
Cross court.
A great target there by Faki, targeting the middle blocker. Des Clemente, not really known for her digging. And she gets the point. Good start. That's what you want to see from Faki here for Choco Mucho.
Faki now serving for Choco Mucho.
Serving for Choco Mucho.
Good reception again from Marina. Tolenada activating Ipak.
Yeah, that reception was too near the net. Not much Dina Wong could do with that. But you would think, because it's the second set, you saw Toshova, her defense, her receiving, her digging was working. You would think that the service of Choco Mucho will not target Toshova. I think they have to not target Toshova.
Tubino cross court checked by Cruz. Singh with a good dig.
Good save. Oh,
straight to the net, and Faki cannot believe it.
Yeah, wasted opportunity there. It started from Tubino's one-handed save. Ponce kept it alive, but then the error. Boy, 2-point lead for Capital One here in set number 3.
Iris serving. They hold a 2-point lead. Targeting Tubino. Wong goes to Dindin. Straight to the net off the hands of Marina.
2, serving 3.
Now, score is 2-3 in favor of Capital One. Jana Ejido has a report for us.
A capital W for Capital One back in set number 2. What a set that was, Miguel and Noreen. And it's times like those that Jarrell Singh just has to credit her fellow locals that were able to step up. As she tells me, kwento niya sa akin, they're on the same page with resolving their issue on being inconsistent throughout the tournament. And Jarrell, having seen the growth of her Capital One Solar Spikers team all throughout the league, fondly reflects on how they've shifted from a purely offensive mindset. As she tells me, depensa talaga yung nag-work daw sa kanila, especially in training. As I further quote her saying, nakakasabay na kami, nakakuha na kami ng palo. And safe to say, Jarrell, nakakasabay nga as we're tied with 1 set apiece. And as you said it, Noreen, defense helped them gain set number 2. We'll tune into what set 3 brings here on the Pilipinas Live app. Get the most extensive PVL coverage for only 149 pesos a month. Let's get back to the action. I'll send it back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thanks for that report, Jana. And it's a good point from Jarrell. How can they step up? They know Toshova has been efficient for them. She's been delivering what they need in this conference, and you see it on the floor.
Yeah, it is evident in today's game. We did post that as a challenge for Capital One because in the pregame we did say Toshova will get her points. It's up to the local to try to complement Toshova.
Right now, Noreen, if you look at the stat sheet, the locals are not active offensively. But if you look at them on defense and the block touches they're getting, how they're diving and running after the loose balls, it's the intangibles that they're contributing in this match so far.
Yeah, and it is a given that Toshova will be the first option. But when you set it to someone else, that's what you want to see, their contribution.
Sing a little bit shaken up after that collision with Tolenada. Marina too short.
Calculation. 4. Serving foul.
Well, she is human. We have to say she will commit a bit of errors. But you will expect her to bounce back from that.
Tobino with 4 attack points in the match. Still targeting Toshova. Cruz had to adjust. Wong to Dindin. Singh sends it to the other side. Tobino was there. Wong sets it up to Faki. Tries to drop, but good read by Tolenada.
Good read.
Leila down the line. And straight to the net goes Faki.
Cross. 6.
Well, you do see that if she's out of position, she has a difficult time trying to put the ball over. A little bit of adjustment, more top spin. You know, try to just get it over. You're out of position.
CAPITAL1.
Leila Cruz serving already with 3 points for Capital 1. Wong tries to activate Madayag. No go in that sequence. Des showing them how it's done. Connecting with Iris.
For Capital 1, that's what you want to see. The little contributions. You did say the locals not very active offensively, but the little sets you get, you have to take advantage. You got to support the Shova. And they're looking good. They have a 3-point lead.
Leila with the serve. Faki misreception. Faki attack. Cross court is good.
That's a better hit from Faki, making up for that previous error.
Look at that replay of the spike of the set, which is brought to us by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Yeah, that was a better target, going deep into the corner.
Maddie serves. Iris goes to Jarell. Off the hands of the blockers. Dina chooses Faki. Rolls it over. Des.
Oh, good dig.
Dindin is checked at the net. Iris goes back to Singh. Tries to find a hole in the defense. Faki.
Faki with a drop shot.
Soft touch.
6.
Back-to-back points for Faki. And what you like about that kill is she read the defense. She saw that hole in zone 2. So just a smart drop.
Service. Madayag.
Maddie at the service line. And that is in. Maddie's service ace ties the game up at 7.
Well, you know, for Choco Mucho, that's much needed because of what happened in the second set. Capital 1 established a lead and never looked back. Yes, they would tie the game, but they always controlled it. Here, you don't want that to happen if you're Choco Mucho.
Over reception, Joust at the net. Cross court by Faki. Good stop by Toshova. Roma, underhand set.
Oh.
And Faki scores from the back row. And that gives Capital 1 the lead again. As we head into the first technical timeout, they are up 1 against Choco Mucho.
First technical timeout. 8. Capital 1. 7. Choco Mucho.
Sama-sama tayo sa laban ngayong Olympic Games Paris 2024 with Signal. Panoorin ang mga laban sa 3 exclusive channels at iba pa in high definition, anytime, anywhere. Mag-subscribe lang sa Sports Action Pack for only 300 pesos. Capital1 still not giving up the lead against Choco Mucho after that run by the Flying Titans with Maddie serving Singh now at the service line. They lead 8-7. Zoe has checked at the net. Good pancake, unfortunately.
Off the block.
Capital1 able to keep the ball up in that rally.
But you really have to admire Toshova. She's really trying to do everything for Capital1. Digging, yes. Serving, yes. Obviously, offense is a given. Even those pancake saves. She's really trying to do everything.
Marina had to adjust and she's checked at the net by Dindin.
Well, Iris Tonanada quickly admits to that missed set.
And just like that, Choco Mucho already with the lead, 9-8 here in set number 1. Number 3, rather. 1 point lead is what I wanted to say. Iris goes to Marina. Check.
Well, Miguel, technically it's set number 1 because it's a race to best of 3 right now.
The block is out. 9-0.
So you're not wrong.
Marina using the hands of the blockers in that sequence. Des serving, targeting Ponce.
Oh, good dig.
Free ball, Flying Titans. Wong will go to Faki.
Through the block. Faki, 10.
Well, double jeopardy. They get that kill and then a net infraction called, I think, on Iris Tolenada.
That attack from Faki.
She's really more focused in today's game. She really has her end result in mind is, I'm going to try to lead my team. I need to score more.
Toshova has been checked so far here in the 3rd set. Tubino cross court, good up by Marina. And that sails outside.
Boy, the rare errors there because early on, that's what we always say, a block, whether or not it's stuff block, when you're stopped by a blocker, it makes the offensive player think twice. How am I going to counter these arms that are, or hands that are in front of me? And you see Toshova, look, went for a tough angle.
20 points now for Faki. Good reception by Doromal. Yes.
Wow.
Tubino off the hands of Iris.
Good save.
Free ball, Choco Mucho. Dina, Tubino, combination play.
Combination.
And Faki loves that one.
Well, you know who else loves that one? The fans of Choco Mucho now.
Look at that replay again. Dina unleashing the combination play. Tubino scoring for the Flying Titans. Coach Roger forced to call timeout. Let's listen in.
Tignan mo maigi. Huwag yung kung saan ka tumalon. Doon mo na lang i-raise yung kamay mo. Magaw ka tumalon. Titingnan mo naman kung saan siya pupwesto. Kung pipihit ba sa kanan o sa kaliwa.
Okay, Coach.
Girls, we're losing points on our errors, ha? Pakita mo muna si ano.
Ate, 3 points lang yan. Lapit lang
Bumlak
yan.
ha.
Let's
Hindi
go.
makakapalo. Bumlak ha.
Let's go! Capital 1!
After that timeout, Choco Mucho is up 12-9 against Capital1.
Substitution, Capital1. 16
There will be a
now.
substitution
21,
here on the floor.
Salamagos.
Capital1 fielding in Salamagos for Ipak.
Obviously, they want their blocking to work, bring in a taller player and a more experienced player than Shirley Salamagos.
Guest player, Zoe Faki.
Let's see if she can bring the
Serving for
spark
Flying
needed
Titans.
by Capital1 to regain the lead here in set number 3. Doromal and Salamagos is there.
Good dig.
Dig by Leila Cruz. Marina. Ball is still alive.
Good reflexes by Choco Mucho.
And this time it's too much.
On the hit out.
for Choco Mucho to handle using the hands of the blockers. Tashova scoring.
You love the aggression, though, of Choco Mucho trying to keep that ball in play. But Tashova, again, the ball was kept in play, so I'm going to hit it off the blockers. I mean, you're right, no? You're saying she's such a smart player. She's showing us different aspects of her game.
Tubino will go down the line. Cruz runs out of room in that sequence. And you love the hustle of the Solar Spikers going after every ball.
Yeah, it's the effort. You know, even Coach Roger said our defense is working. It has been.
Good serve from Ortiz. Iris, underhand set to Tashova. Off the hands of the blockers again.
Efficiency. Efficacy. And that's against Santiago Manabat, who's known to be a good defender.
The two tall blockers already in front of her. No problem for Marina. Maddie had to adjust midair. Layla Cruz outside overcooks that one.
14.
Yeah, that's one thing she'll learn with time, no? Layla Cruz, a young player, she'll know that, you know, when the situation is tight, just get it in. No need for really sharp angles, precise line calls, just get it in.
Playing her fourth game here in the Premier Volleyball League after being drafted recently. Salamagos will be up to serve for Capital1. You see Isamolde on your screen.
Yeah, she was really busy in their last game, but they're opting to use Faki more today.
Salamagos with a service ace.
They'll take it, you know, coming off the bench, she provides a huge ace. Look at that. Just dropped at the center.
Yellow and blue balloons active right now as Capital1 is trying to go on a run here. Tubino, cross court is checked by Cruz. Tight set. But there will be a net touch called. Lucky break there for Choco Mucho.
And Royce Tubino, that set was so near the net. She actually just tried to get it over. And they called a net touch, but a challenge.
For a net fall challenge. Net fall, Capital1.
So Cruz actually was pretty adamant there when they called it on her, saying, no, it was Royce Tubino. We will see.
Crucial part of the match as well. 14-13 here in set number 3. This can be your swing set.
Yeah. But, you know, I love seeing the improvement of these younger teams, you know, like Zeus Coffee, Capital1, Galleries Tower. You know, these teams are getting better. You can see they're not, yeah, they'll lose in straight sets, but they'll win games, they'll win sets. You know, it just goes to show the level of the game here in the PVL is going up, you know, getting better.
Yeah, look at the, Noreen, sorry to cut you off in that one, but
oh, there you go.
It looks like Layla did graze the net. You were mentioning about how the younger teams are being competitive and staying competitive here in the PVL. A big factor there also is the just concluded PVL draft. You see Doromal and Cruz playing for Capital1, and they've been a very big factor on the success of Capital1 so far in this tournament.
Yeah, testament really to the commitment of the organizers and the sponsors and how to make the game better, how to make the game evolve, you know, how to even the playing field. It will come in time.
And there's an error there on Iris Tolenada, which gives Choco Mucho a 3-point lead as we head into the second technical timeout. 16-13 is our score here in set number 3. Choco Mucho with a 3-point lead against Capital1. It's been Faki and Tushova so far here in the match, leading all scorers from their respective teams. Marina with 25, Zoe with 20. So it'll be interesting, Noreen. 16-13 is the score.
Serving for Choco Mucho, number 15.
Royce Tubino is serving.
And a good serve at that.
Iris to Des, who's checked at the net. Layla Cruz. And Maddie sends that one outside.
14-16.
Yeah, you know she wants that back. That was the strongest hit of Maddie Madayag here in this match. And it sailed wide. You know, if she can have it back, just a little adjustment in terms of follow-through.
Layla Cruz at the service line now for Capital1.
Serving for Sailor Spikers.
A good serve. Targeting to Bino. Dina goes to Zoe, who's checked. And Iris loves it.
15-16.
If we base it on set number 2, if defense is working for Capital1, good things happen to them. It was Tolenada. Hence the celebration of that match.
Layla Cruz still serving. Lead us down to 1 here in set number 3.
That's another good one.
Dina back set to Maddie.
Smart. Just smart.
Faki, 17-15.
You know, that's how you counter good defense. You gotta give it. Capital1 has been defending well. So what did Faki do? Just find the hole. Just guide it. Nothing spectacular, nothing strong. Just reading the defense. That's the story.
It's this part of the Choco Mucho rotation again. Let's see if Capital1 can counter. And Choco Mucho scores right away with Maddie serving.
Yeah.
18.
That started it all. The great serve of Maddie Madayag.
3-point lead now, 18-25.
Madaya.
It's just Des in front for Capital1. Iris goes to Sing. Dina to Zoe. Why not? Why not?
Yep.
19.
Targeting the hands of Des Clemente there and getting that off the high hands.
Choco Mucho slowly pulling away. Coach Roger is forced to call time.
Naman na yung block eh. Tapos dito sa cross court, bilisan nyo yung mata nyo. Hindi po pwedeng yung lulusot lang aabangan, pati yung check ball na ganyan. Sayang girls eh, we have to move now. Sabi ko sa inyo eh. Okay, kuha na tayo ng puntos natin. Let's make points girls ha. Kasi go back
Yes,
after
our reception, first side. Let's go. Capital! Woo!
Let's see if Capital1 can close in on this gap. They're down by 4. Maddie Madayag still serving. Roma Doromal on your screens right now.
4 points up for the
Coach
Flying
Roger
Tigers
urging
in the third set.
his girls, let's score,
Maddie
let's
Madaya,
make
team
points.
captain serving.
Maddie with a serve. Iris goes to Sing. Off the hands of the blockers. Tubino was there. Drop ball. Good read. Marina from the back row. Good timeout. Scored for Capital1 right away.
Score a point, check for Tushova. But I remember, I'm not sure which set that was, first or second. I heard Maddie Madayag say when Cruz is within the vicinity, she looks, she checks the drop ball. So you want to push it farther. And that's what Choco Mucho failed to do.
Maddie goes to Dindin, who's checked at the net. And a lucky break there. Down in that sequence for Choco Mucho.
Just smart, being aggressive, you know, sensing that opportunity to put that ball down. Faki score.
Dino with the serve. Iris will set this one up to Des, who overcooks that one.
Clemente.
Boy, Choco
21.
Mucho. Miguel is pulling away here in set number 3.
Capital One out of timeouts already, so they have to figure this one right
Service.
now.
Long.
Well, they can resort to substitutions or challenges.
Sing to Marina. Not yet, says the Shova.
17.
Boy, if she can help it, you know, she's gonna carry the Solar Spikers literally on her back.
27 now
Yes, Clemente.
for Toshova.
Serving for the Solar Spikers.
She's been scoring 20 or more points here in the PVL. Will this be the first game that she scores 30? Let's find out.
Manaba into the block.
Din scores for Choco Mucho in that sequence.
Well, I'm sure that's part of her goal to score 30.
Mucho. 20 out.
And she has to.
One
With the way
moment.
the game is going right now, Noreen, she really has to squeeze some more points off of her offensive production.
Serving for the Flying Titans.
Molde now serving for Choco Mucho. Good short serve. Iris to Marina. 28.
Shova off the block.
28.
28.
22.
I told you she's going to eclipse that 28. Last game, her production.
30-point watch here right now in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Toshova with 28, Faki with 23. What a showdown between these reinforcements. Costly error here for Capital One.
Yeah, they call a foot fault on Iris Tolenada there during her serve.
That puts Choco Mucho 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead with Micah serving. Regalo grazes the net. Marina, check.
Denied. Flying Titans.
Well, that's the reflex acting or working for Cruz. Yeah, but as a coach, you'd rather see that than no movement at all.
Ortiz now serving for Choco Mucho. And that is outside.
Take set 3, 25.
Toshova gives Choco Mucho a 2-1 lead against Capital One. Let's take a look at the highlights of the reason why Choco Mucho was able to go on a run in that set. Zoe Faki. On your screens right now, look at her production for the Flying Titans in this game.
Well, it is obvious that Choco Mucho is going more to Zoe Faki here in this match, and she's delivering. You know, she has been a primary threat, a primary option for the Flying Titans, and things are looking good. They now have a 2-1 lead.
2-1. Choco Mucho taking set number 3. 25-18. We'll be back for more. Choco Mucho recovering from that second set setback against Capital One, taking set number 3, 25-18 to get a 2-1 lead over the Solar Spikers. Noreen, set 3 highlights on your screens. What went right for Choco Mucho?
Well, it was obviously a huge bounce back from that second set loss. You can see some similarities in the third set and in the first set for Choco Mucho. Energy, I would always say you're level of your energy should be at a high. You know, you can't have your shoulders down and your psyche that way that, okay, let's just go through the motions. You want to be in it to win it. You want to be winning the set, and that's exactly what Choco Mucho did, actually adjust the psyche. Let's look at the numbers. Attacks are actually even, 12 apiece. Blocking, 2-1. Aces, 2-1. But one thing also, Capital Solar Spikers, they fell to a lot of errors. 9 as compared to 4. And when these errors happen, really, it would always halt their run. You know, so they can't seem to rally and tie the game, lead. It was always controlled by Choco Mucho. That's one thing Capital has to remember. How did we win the second set, right? Good defense to Chova. Good defense, the locals have to contribute.
See here in set number 3, both of the teams had 29% attack efficiency. So it all went down to how the locals were also able to contribute.
Number 4 of our
We also want to highlight Dindin Santiago Manabat, who is the only local in the match so far who's scoring double digits.
The third set at 25
But I like the strategy of Coach Dante today. You know, when you compare it to that last game of Choco Mucho, wherein Faki only played the first set, didn't play second, third, and sparingly in the fourth set. You think, okay, there's something there that we have to investigate. But no, they come here in this match firing. I mean, they're setting to her. She's their first and primary option.
Tashova with the push and the point for Capital One.
That's what you want to see from Capital One, the leader, you know, your foreign player, just taking charge. Take charge. Just set it to whom it may concern. It's Tashova.
And Marine, you were saying that Coach Dante had a very interesting strategy in their previous match. This just goes to show how important matchups are.
Yeah.
Maybe Zoe wasn't the strategy they wanted to run, the plays that they wanted to run might not have been suited to her style of play in that match, but look at her now, carrying her team already with 24 in the match so far.
And that should be the case, we have to say, Miguel, because they are foreign guest players for a reason. They're here to increase the level of our game here in our country.
Iris with a set to Sing. Ball is still up.
Good reach.
Roma to Sing again, straight to the net. That did not go over.
Well, that's one player you want to get her game going. Jarrell Singh, the captain of Capital One. I wouldn't say she's playing bad. I would just say she's not getting the kills that she could get. Maybe some adjustments with your hits, targets, angles. You know, these are the things you have to change.
Jarrell Singh with just 1 point so far in this match. Iris with the 1-2. Niegos, Tolenada, Singh off the hands of the Choco Mucho blockers. Thang to Dindin.
Good save.
Wastes no time. Marina from the back row.
And giving Choco Mucho nightmares. Taconce, I think, hit her head.
Thang is shaken up here on the court. And she looks okay. Faki checking in on their libero.
It's either she had a bump or Tashova's just giving her all sorts of problems.
Dina to Micah. Iris goes to Marina.
That's I'm sure, Miguel, that's more than 30 points right there.
31.
Yeah, if not 30. Okay, 31.
We don't see that often here in the PVL, Noreen.
What's the highest this conference? I think 38. Was it 38?
Yeah, you have to check that one, but I do believe 38.
Yeah, right. I think that's her goal today.
In 5 sets. We're only in the 4th set and she already has 31.
4-2.
Now, Jana Ejido, before anything else, has a report for us. Jana, take it away.
as we all collectively saw it, Miguel and Noreen, the previous set, the winds of change seem to favor the Flying Titans. You know, from the sidelines here, I can definitely say the team looks way more confident. And in between timeouts, Coach Dante Lintunurin was very busy giving instructions on defense, especially towards his middle blockers, and even asking for better positioning. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief on that set 3 win. After all, they're just a set away from clinching this. Not to mention that they're also playing for a better spot, possibly in Pool B, which is at stake after this match. And all that and more, which you can catch on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos per month. Back to you, Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you for that report, Jana. Now, while Jana was reporting, Tushova with a sharp down-the-line hit, giving them a 3-point lead. Tubino, this time it's checked by Clemente.
Deja vu. I've seen this in the second set when the defense of Capital One is working. You know, I mean, dot. I'm not going to say anymore, but great start here by Capital One. Obviously, their focus is bringing this to a 5th set.
Dina to Dindin. Iris to sink from the back row this time. Maybe that will work. No. Tubino, this will be a free ball for Capital One. Iris to Des. To the net.
6.
Okay, that's an error. Shake it off. You still have a 3-point advantage here.
Coach Roger in disbelief in that sequence. Missed opportunity for Capital One. Good reception by Roma though. Zoe sets it up to Dindin. Over the outstretched arms of Des. Marina scores again for Capital One.
7-3.
Normally she doesn't resort much to placement because just swing, those strong swings, you know, scores her, but she has that in her arsenal as well.
Noreen, we can just record ourselves
I know.
calling out her name after she scores because it's been the Marina Tushova show here in this match so far.
And it has been a blockbuster.
Nabat, too long.
That is long.
First technical timeout.
Point goes to Capital One. They're pulling away with a 5-point lead as we head into the first technical timeout.
First technical timeout. 8, 3. Choco Mucho.
Suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino sa Paris Olympic Games 2024. Watch the games live from July 26 to August 11 on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and the Pilipinas Live app. Isang daang taong laban para sa bayan. Des with a serve, targeting Faki. Tubino, off the hands of Ipak.
4.
Well, they need their veterans to step up here in the 4th set because for Choco Mucho, we don't want to get pushed to a 5th set, obviously. So these hits by Tubino, Maddie Madayag, Dindin Santiago, you've got to support Faki.
Tolenada goes to Marina. This will be a free ball. For Choco, nope. That is sent outside by Tubino.
She takes one, she gives one. That was too strong.
Iris now serving for Capital One.
Solar Spikers.
They have Singh, Deshova, Niegos, and Ipak on the floor right now. Wong 1-2, good read by Deshova. Niegos to Tolenada, who activates Ipak. She will go to Marina this time. Overcooks that one.
Ball is out.
And look at her reaction.
5, serving 9.
Coach Roger always has something to keep the mood light for his team, whether it's during the game or in his post-game interviews.
I think that was directed to Maddie Madayag.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! There's a wet spot on the floor.
Well, she gets up.
Iris, combination play. Niegos unable to convert on that one. But Dindin ends the rally for Choco Mucho.
Yeah, great exchange. That was a bad fall. An ugly fall for Faki. Good thing it was just a slip.
Zoe is still shaken up.
Boy, that was a
Scary, scary.
the Jaja Santiago. That was a bomb by Niegos there, but great defense. And you're right, they did Santiago. Oh,
3-point.
You know, we see Dindin on the court. We see Jaja watching. And beside Jaja is the daughter, of course, of Dindin, supporting her mother here in this match today.
She's a great example of volleyball career after motherhood.
Yeah.
It's not easy, obviously. That's why we salute Dindin Santiago Manabat.
Deshova, free point for Choco Mucho in that
+1
sequence.
for the Flying Titans.
Wow.
Team captain.
Maddie at the service line.
Serving for Choco Mucho.
It's the dreaded rotation again. It's the dreaded part of the rotation for Capital One. Let's see if they can take Maddie off the service line. Zoe, off the hands of the blockers.
Big.
Iris to Singh. Checked. Ball.
Singh, turn back.
That's a point
8
for Choco Mucho.
Well, it's a much needed stop for them, for Choco Mucho. It's the same thing, you know. Singh's not playing all that bad, we have to say, but she's not converting. However, I think it's the leadership of Jorel Singh that Coach Roger is actually looking for. She's keeping her there for her defense, her serves, and, you know, doesn't matter what points you score.
Iris goes to Singh again. Faki tries to drop it to the other side. Roma to Marina. And that is a point for Capital One.
11, serving 8.
Nerine, you also have to commend Tolenada, you know, despite the struggles of Singh in this game, still going to her in their offense.
I think they're waiting for that one huge point or kill coming from Jorel Singh.
And we know that she's capable of having that explosive game dating back to her days in university. Dina, underhand set to Dindin, checked at the net. Sid to Marina, who had to adjust. Zoe. She's not shaken up now.
9.
She's pumped, right? She's pumped, but that's a great set by Dina Wong. Look at that. The blockers were slow to close.
Dina Wong serving for the Flying Titans.
That slight delay made all the difference.
Iris goes to Singh. You mentioned this one. Faki was there for the coverage. Tubino from the back row. Ball is still alive. Free ball Choco. Dina goes to Faki.
Good save.
Back set to Dindin, who pushes it to the other side. Good up by Clemente. Marina.
Oh!
Another long rally here in set number 4. Roma to Marina from the back row, off the hands of the Flying Titans, and scores for Capital One.
You know, you kind of sense that these back row attacks, this one is a pipe attack. If you can keep it alive, you have to score because you give her a second opportunity or a second chance, she's gonna score.
Torres is back in the game now for Coach Roger, replacing Singh. Niegos at the service line for Capital One. Targeting Tubino, good target there. Dina finds a way to set that to Dindin for the point.
Well, again, Dindin Santiago, she doesn't get a lot of sets. Obviously, not the first option, but when she gets the set, you know, she's been very effective today in this match.
Zoe Faki serving for Choco Mucho.
Oh, what a serve.
Tolenada. And there we have it. Torres scoring for Capital One, her first points of the match.
Well, that's why she was put in by Coach Roger. Now they need the locals to actually reinforce the foreign reinforcement.
Serving for Capital One.
Good serve there for Torres, and that sails outside rather.
Adrenaline.
For Choco Mucho.
She's still at a high with that kill.
It's all right. They still have the lead. 13-11 is the score. Mike Ortiz now serving for Choco Mucho. Good reception by Doromal. Tolenada goes to Marina.
To Soba on the hit out. 14.
And she keeps going and going and going.
We've said her name 36 times now. At the start of this set, we said this was a 30-point watch. Noreen, I think we're going to eclipse 40 soon.
Yeah, for sure. There's just in the midway.
And we haven't even reached the second technical timeout. Tolenada goes to Ipak. And Tolenada gets the point for Capital One.
15-11.
5 points now for Iris.
Yeah, what a great compliment, really. You know, this connection, this duo. I'm talking about Tolenada and Tashova.
Regardless of what team you put Iris in, her leadership just shows on the court. She now able to lead this team. Joust at the net, won by Capital One. Checked. Marina.
Oh,
Ball is still alive though. Wong to Tubino. Sails outside.
Outside shot.
That attack error by Royce Tubino gives Capital One a 5-point lead as we head into the second technical timeout.
Capital One, 11. Choco Mucho.
16-11 is our score as you look at the highlights. Some of the highlights before we headed into that second technical timeout. Tubino outside.
Look at that frustrated look and reaction. But again, the defense, the coverage of Capital One, that's really keeping them afloat here in set number 4.
Clemente with a good serve. Tubino keeps the ball alive. And there is a net touch on Ipak.
Wasted opportunity there. Choco Mucho was really in shambles.
Substitution.
And welcome that net infraction by Ipak.
Double substitution for Coach Dante. Mars Alba inside the court now with Cap Tolentino.
this could be a good substitution. I mean, so far here in the fourth set, they can't seem to mount a rally. They can't seem to get going. Maybe this change could do wonders for them.
Tolenada had to adjust. Ball is still alive. Mars to Tubino. Cross court. Check. And the net.
To the block.
And point goes to Choco Mucho.
13.
Tolenada frustrated with herself. She was on top of that. That's a good block, but just a little movement. The ball went through.
Service. Alba.
Mars Alba now serving for Choco Mucho.
These are great serves by Alba.
Marina. Good dig there by Zoe.
Ooh,
Tubino has to adjust.
Ball is out.
Much though.
17.
17-13 now in favor of Capital1.
Yeah, that's their problem. You know, they'll score one, but they'll give away a point.
Serving for the
So that
Spikers.
is what has been plaguing Choco Mucho here in the fourth set.
Iris serving. Mars. A little bit too low there.
Atayag denied.
Marius checked at the net.
18.
Yeah, great read by Ipak.
Time out.
See that replay again. Ipak with another ejection. Coach Dante is forced to call his troops back in for a huddle. Let's listen in.
Problema. Dito yung quick, nakatayo na talaga siya. Madaling-huling talaga. Meron naman dito kapag oy, isolation ka. Patiin mo yung court mo kung nasa yung middle mo. Puntahan tayo. Okay? Okay, yung ating first ball, nagkakaproblema kung saan-saan na naman pumupunta. Kung yung mare, sa taas lang, gitna lang, kahit paano makagalaw yung natin, yung setter natin. Again, yung break weight natin, kailangan pa, mas agresibo pa tayo. Pag nakadepensahan natin, kailangan makapuntos tayo. Sige, go.
Hey, Choco Mucho!
18-13 is the score. Iris Tolenada still at the service line.
Serving for the Solar Spikers.
Coach Dante trying
Number 10.
to rally his team,
Tolenada.
go on a run here. 13-18. Iris with the serve. Mars goes to Tolentino. Cross court is good for Cat.
The spot.
Instant offense off the bench, but you feel for Coach Dante because he's desperately urging the girls to be more aggressive. You know, they need to respond.
Tolentino only playing a set in their previous match, as you see Dina Wong on your screen.
Serving for the Flying
Isa Molde serving for Choco Mucho. Iris to Ipak. Check. It gets good. Point goes to Capital1.
Yeah, but you got to say, Doromal just gave a perfect pass to Iris Tolenada. Look at that. There's really teamwork for Capital1.
You know, Noreen, a lot of people were surprised that Roma slid down in the draft. But I think she found the perfect place to showcase her talents here with Capital1.
Well, especially it is the first draft. You
Yes.
have to realize, as long as you're drafted, then prove yourself.
Exactly, off the hand of the shoulder.
And I'm sure
15 to
the
19.
previous teams that passed up on her are looking right now in disbelief. They missed out on a lot. Roma playing well for Capital1.
In captain,
But also it is
Madayag.
difficult. We have great liberos
Serving
currently
for
playing. So, of course, the new ones, you really need to step up and prove yourselves. It's not easy.
Diegos will push this one to the side. Mars goes to Tolentino. Good up there by Iris. Marina. On the back row.
You know, that's a three-man block.
She just soared. Watch the replay again.
Yeah, just a little space, and that was enough. That's all she needed to get it through.
Nori
Ipak now serving for
Serving
Capital1.
For the Solar Spikers.
Iris Tolenada already with 12 excellent sets, setting up her team here in the match. Alba to Paki, checked at the net. And that ball goes to the antenna.
On the hit
Yeah,
out.
that was off.
16
Diegos there.
20.
Well, it is a pretty comfortable lead for Capital1, but if you're Choco Mucho, you have to be in your mind, you have to think that it is still possible to rally here.
Wong back in the game in our pregame.
Wong serving.
She was the highlighted matchup against Iris Tolenada. Both of them have 12 excellent sets so far. Niegos!
Leading the block. 21.
She loved that one.
She did. And that reaction after that, it was like taunting
That
Fatty there.
grin.
Yeah.
That grin from Sid Niegos.
It was first a look of, how do you say this? It's like she was mad.
Faki. Good take by Doromal. Marina. Over the outstretched arms of Ponce.
60.
Noreen,
Yep.
I don't think 4 sets is enough for this match.
I don't even think 5 sets is enough for this match.
Look at that replay of that Tushova attack. Coach Dante forced to call time.
Pasensya, okay? Kailangan natin pasensya. Unahin natin sa first ball para maging maayos yung takbo ng laro natin mamaya. Ha? Okay? Unti-unti lang natin, 16-22. Kahit maka-20 tayo, bago pag-uwi ng fifth set, importante, focus na tayo sa ginagawa natin. Ha? Ang mga mali natin nakita, kapag backline, huwag nyo lang tatluhin. Pwedeng dalawa lang, tapos may hulog ang isa. Then depensa ang isa. Okay? Kanina pa hindi napapatay, ha? Pero unti-unti lang natin, ha?
Trabahoy natin. Choco Mucho! Right and right!
22-16 is the score now. Capital One playing with so much confidence here in set number 4.
Oh, you like the 6, you know? Niegos is fitting in really, really well for Capital One.
Serving for the Solar Spikers.
Niegos with a good serve. Wong goes to Faki. Off the hands of Tolenada. She will set up Marina, who rolls it over to the other side. Iris this time goes to Torres.
Everyone now contributing really for Coach Roger.
You're talking about local contributions, Noreen. Capital One giving it to us here in the fourth set.
Niegos.
Yeah, I mean, Torres, Niegos, even Desclemente, Toromal.
Good
Roll
reception.
call.
Yes.
Manabat off the hand of Torres.
Manabat off the
17
hands
to 23.
of the Capital blockers.
One final push for Choco Mucho. Manabat has had it here in the fourth set.
Serving for Choco Mucho.
Faki serving for Choco Mucho. They have to go on a run now. Iris to Marina.
Straight to the net. Miscalculation. 18.
Okay, that was a free gift given by Capital One.
Cap
Service. Faki.
asking for 1 point. 1 point at a time. Choco Mucho. 18-23 is the score. Iris goes to Des. Good decision there. Sang goes to Isa. And goes to Torres this time. Ponce was there. Wong will go to Faki from the back row.
Good dig.
Iris goes to Marina.
Oh, still alive.
Good dig by Wong in that sequence. And another point by Choco Mucho.
Back to back.
Capital One.
Coach Roger is forced to call time as he gathers his troops. 23-19. They have the lead though.
Slowly losing our grip. Listen, dahan-dahan lang. We need 2 points to extend this match to a 5th set. Ha? We are not yet winning this match. Kailangan pa natin ng 2 points. Relax nyo muna yung mga utak nyo. Mag-isip ng tama, dahan-dahan lang, huwag magmamadali. Des, yan ka na naman tayo eh. Hindi ka na naman nakikinig sa payo ni San Agustin eh. Pumasok ka rito, tatlo na yung bumablock sa'yo dyan. Dito pa rin ang dalawa. Anong sabi ko sa'yo?
1 to 2, 1 to 2. Patayin ko na, bigyan mo sa akin. Kapitan! 1! Yan na.
23-19 is the score. Coach Roger reminding his team You're 2 points away from extending this to a fifth set, Noreen.
Yep, and they're 4 points away from actually tying this. So they have a lot more effort for Choco Mucho. That's why they need to relax their minds.
That's right. Faki serving. Will this be enough? Nope, not yet. Dindin off the hands of Desclemente. Iris to Marina.
Back row attack. Tush.
Need you say more, Miguel? You give it the point, you take it a point, says Tuchova.
Take a look at that replay. 39 pieces for Tuchova. 1 away from breaking 40. And Capital One is at set point here in set number 4. Torres straight to the net.
3 points.
Well, at this point, we have to say they still have set point. They can't afford that, but they need one stop. You want to end it as quickly as possible.
You know what that means, Noreen?
Mike Ortiz.
Number 23 has the chance to go for 40 in this set. Let's see if they do. Iris goes to Marina. And that barely touches the hands of the Choco Mucho blockers, which gives Capital One the point.
Capital One takes the set.
And what did we say?
40.
They gave 23 the chance to go for 40, and they do. Take a look at that replay on your screens.
Well, she has been a workhorse for Capital One. Chova is not disappointing.
Capital One ties this game up. Fifth set will be coming right up. More volleyball action for us here in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. We are tied at 2 sets apiece here in our Thursday triple header. Noreen, Capital One just doesn't want to go away, keeping their fighting spirit high in this match.
You know, if it is actually true that life begins at 40 for Capital One, they're looking good because Tuchova has reached the 40-point production or 40-point mark. So she's looking to add to that here in the 5th set. They're looking steady, they're looking good. For Choco Mucho, it's a bit of a uphill, downhill climb. It's a roller coaster of a ride. They need to figure out where they have to be, their happy place. They have to find that and stay there and play well because they have the talent. Let's look at the numbers. Boy, Capital One out-attack Choco Mucho 17 to 11. Blocking as well. Errors, Capital One by 2. But really, it was a Tuchova show in set number 4.
That's right. Now, Marina Tuchova is at 40, Noreen.
Yeah.
The PVL scoring record is 44, and we haven't even started set number 5.
I was gonna tell you only because Tuchova is at 40, 44 only. It's like so attainable at this juncture.
And I think this set will either be the Tuchova show or Choco Mucho will be able to contain her and take set number 5. It's going to be hard to predict after what happened in the first 4 sets.
That is the challenge for Choco Mucho. Containment, I think, is not an option because you saw it already. Even if they win the set, Toshova is just getting her way. It's a matter of playing well with that given factor of Toshova playing well. But they did it in the first and the third set, so it is possible for Choco Mucho. But right now, they have to dig deep and realize we want to make it to the next round or to the next phase as part of the top 3.
48% efficiency for Toshova. But the locals were the ones who stepped up to give Capital 1 that set 4 win. Tolenada to Toshova. Good dig by Wong.
Oh, good dig.
Dig by Doromal. Torres scores for Capital 1.
Boy, she has been a spark for her team coming off the bench and scoring points when needed, when she's set.
Take a look at that replay again. Torres inserted in the game for Singh and already making her presence felt.
And late in the game, we have to say.
3 points already for her. Wong goes to Faki. Checked at the net. Clemente spikes it.
A little too long.
Too much sauce.
Yeah, I mean, she had the right thing in mind. You have to say it's just execution, but you cannot falter for being aggressive at the net.
Guest player.
Game is now tied at 1.
For the Flying Titans.
Here in set number 5, Zoe Faki with 27 points to her name as well. Iris to Toshova. Overcooks that one.
2, serving 1.
You know, and you can sense that she's feeling it right now. I'm sure she doesn't know that 44 is the record, but she's feeling it. She's going for her shots. And also, you cannot falter for that.
Zoe serving. Short serve, good reception. Torres sends this over. One hand set by Wong. Maddie to Isa. Iris to Torres again. Fang was there. Long rally. Isa off the hands of the blockers. Iris goes to 40-point Toshova. Good dive by Doromal. Free ball Choco. Dina unloads. Manabat is checked at the net.
Boy, Toshova is doing it in blocking, in defense as well.
Take a look at that replay. Din shut down.
You know that she was waiting for that set to Santiago Manabat. You know, they have been trying to go to Molde, but you knew Santiago Manabat was going to get that.
Costly error there by Des Clemente.
3 points for the Flying Titans.
Credit the defense of Capital 1, Noreen.
Yeah. We have acknowledged that throughout the match. Great defense.
And Fang Ponce as well. Shaken up earlier in the match. Pero parang walang nangyari. Still all over the defense for Choco Mucho. Iris goes to Toshova. Off the hands of the blockers. Maddie was there. Dina had to adjust. Isa will push this. Toshova is checked this time.
Right back at ya. Says Din Santiago Manabat, a one-on-one. And she gets the better of Toshova. I think that's her first tough block on Toshova. Oh, I said corrected, Miguel. I said containment was not an option. They are actually here in the 5th set.
The only local in double digits, Din Santiago Manabat with 16 already. Ipak checked at the net. Ball is still alive. No.
Boy, Isa Molde wasted an opportunity there, but takes it back, makes up for that with that block.
Coach Roger forced to call time. Choco Mucho with a 3-point lead. Let's listen in.
This set will boil down to character. Ano ba ang feeling nyo ngayon? Hindi tayo pwedeng tentative, hindi tayo pwedeng nag-aabang kung pupuntos yung kakampi natin o hindi. Kailangan magtulong-tulong tayo. Coverage, sinapitan mo. 1 to 15 lang ito, ha? This is 1 to 15 only. We have to move now, not in the latter part of the set. Ngayon na. Ah.
5-2 here in set number 5. Des Cheng on your screens. Choco Mucho holds a 3-point
5-2
lead.
is the score in the fifth
Will
set.
Capital One be able to tie, regain, or even just come close to the Flying Titans in this match? Let's find out. Tolenada will set up. Marina gets a point right away on the board.
You see the automatic adjustment. She got blocked. They were digging her or getting a hand at the ball a little bit. Take a little pace off of that, and she scores the point.
Trying to fix a wet spot on the floor.
The Solar Spikers.
Good serve by Tonelada. Dindin is checked at the net. Wong will set up Molde.
These are huge contributions from Isa Molde. You know, she played, or she's playing sparingly today. Back-to-back points.
CAPITAL1 to out.
Leila Cruz back in the match for Coach Roger, replacing Niegos, who also played well for Capital One.
Yeah, agree.
Dindin Manaban serving for the Flying Titans.
That serve raises the antenna, giving Capital One a much-needed point.
Boy, these little errors in such a short fifth set, they're really gonna matter.
Tushova at the service line.
Marina Tushova, guest player, serving for Capital
42
One.
in the match right now. Targeting Faki. Dina to Isa, who had to adjust. Free ball, Capital One. Straight to the net again.
Ulo to cross, 7-4.
Uncharacteristic errors on attack.
I think because in the first four sets, she got her way. But she's been having her way. In the fifth set, you talked about it, the containment, and I said corrected. Oh! So it's like changing the way she thinks, changing the way she hits. She has to go back or revert back to what has been successful for her.
Marina, I just want to put it out there. I don't know if it's adrenaline, but both of these teams, none of them look tired on the floor right now. Whether you're the setter, the libero, the middle blocker, everyone focused right now here in set number 5. Wong goes to Faki, checked at the net.
Huge kill there for Faki.
And that point gives Choco Mucho an 8-5 lead as both teams switch sides here in set number 5.
You know, I agree with you. They look like they're so focused. They're not showing any signs of fatigue. It is the passion, the desire to win that's setting in.
And as we get ready for the second half of the fifth set, let's listen into this report by Jana Ejido.
Miguel and Noreen, I guess we have to move over because here comes Tushova. And funny enough, in my conversation with her earlier, we were talking about the 20, 24, 28-point performances earlier. She told me, I think I can do more. And looking at the numbers, looking at the stats right now, we are looking at more indeed, approaching the PVL record. Well, Marina's favorite chant mid-game is "Let's go." So you could just imagine how many "Let's goes" were echoed before the start of set number 5. But as we see it right now, what we're seeing right now is the flight of a Flying Titan. Let's see if Choco Mucho could hold this lead. Well, right now, I guess Capital One is mounting a comeback. You can see all of the action right now on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Let's keep our eyes peeled, Miguel and Noreen.
Leila Cruz.
Thanks for that report, Jana. Dina Wong checked at the net there by Des Clemente, cutting the lead down to 2. And there will be a point awarded to Capital One. Lucky break there. Net touch infraction called the Choco Mucho.
I tell you, it's a close match. we thought Choco Mucho would pull away, but Capital One right back. It's just a 1-point lead. These errors are really going to affect the outcome.
Leila Cruz serving for Capital One. It's just a 1-point game now. Molde. Wong goes to Zoe. Straight to the net. And just like that, the game is tied at 8.
Back-to-back errors there on the side of Choco Mucho.
Now it's Coach Dante's turn to call for timeout. Let's listen into their huddle.
Tayo pa yung pensa, ha? O, sige. Maximum, isang magandang receive lang tayo. Receive 1 tayo, ha?
Okay,
Madi,
Coach.
pasok ka mo.
Okay.
Ha? Okay, sige.
Hey! Girls, nasa atin to. Kailangan tayo yung lumaban. Tara! Choco Mucho! Titan Pride!
8-8 is the score here in set number 5. All things equal, and it has been all game long, Noreen.
Oh, we did expect a close one here in the 5th set because of the way the first 4 sets went. And what a match! You know, both teams wanting to have a shot in making to the top 3, and they're giving it their all.
Wong to Maddie, who runs, but Leila Cruz was there. Tolenada to Torres. Checked at the net. Wong to Maddie. Got surprised there. Lucky break for Maddie.
Boy, she just made do with the set she got. You know, obviously not the best of sets, but they get the point, and that's what matters. Uncharacteristic errors there by Capital One, who has been defending so well.
Dina serving, full front line for Choco Mucho. Iris sets up to Shova, rolls it to the other side. Wong to Zoe. Checked at the net. Net touch gold!
Boy, the errors, you know, they're really creeping in this 5th set.
Costly error there. They get one, they take one.
Yeah. Great serve.
Iris to Des. This time it's their time to get a lucky break on offense.
Pretty much rolled over, and that's all it took to get that point. Look at this.
Torres now serving for Capital One. Already with 3 points.
But those are huge points in the 4th set.
That's right. A good serve. Good target there. Wong to Zoe. Checked. Iris to Tashova.
Boy, you know, it's getting tighter and tighter whether or not she will eclipse that record of 44. Because earlier on it was 0-0, now it's 10.
Whether you're tuned in to Pilipinas Live, One Sports Plus, RPTV, you're watching history unfold right now, but there's a costly error there from Capital One. Talking about history, because this is currently the 2nd highest scoring output in PVL history.
And she's just 1 point.
And we're still not yet done. Zoe with 28, serving for Choco Mucho. Good reception by Duromal. Ties it. Both the game and the PVL record. Marina Toshova with 44 big points, and the game is tied at 11. Let's take a look at that replay again.
Yeah, we were just building it to this moment and saying that it's getting tighter, but we knew she was going to reach 44.
Des with a serve. Wong goes to Molde. Check at the net. Ipak jogs around the court, celebrating the point for Capital One.
And what a time for them to grab the lead. Talking about Capital One.
Stuffed. Coach Dante calls time. Capital One is up by 1 here in set number 5.
Ha? Ganun dyan? Ha? O, sige, sige, sige. Mag-compete natin ha. Pero pag wala, bahala ha. Hulog ha. Sige, sige. Go, 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 go.
Hey, Choco Mucho! Right and right!
11-12, set 5. Both of these teams are 1 and 2 in the standings. A win will propel them to the top 3 so far here in Pool B.
And the fans of Capital One on their feet right now.
For the Solar Strikers, number 5.
They can taste victory.
Des to the serve. Targeting Ponce again. Wong to Dindin. Ball is still up. Wong goes to Maddie. Ball is still alive. Rolls it over. Oh! Good rally.
Boy, everybody holding their breaths in that rally. But again, the defense, you know, if you can feel passion in defense, we felt that in that rally for Capital One. They're trying to keep all the balls in play.
Team captain, Maddie Madaya.
Maddie is serving.
Crucial serve.
The team captain at the line.
Oh!
Crucial.
And sails on.
Yeah, I don't want to look at the error category in the 5th set. Both teams lapsing into errors. Service errors at that.
Serving
Iris
Solar
over onto the other side, which means Capital One has a full front line. Toshova, their main gunner, is at front. Wong goes to Molde. Checked by Ipak. Dindin.
Chance.
Good chance.
45! Oh, what a dig!
Not yet. Free ball, Capital One. Toshova unloads. Outside!
Oh, what an opportunity for Choco Mucho. Everybody was counting that as stat 45.
And Toshova approaches Coach Roger right away. Adamant that there was a block touch.
Capital One with a block touch challenge.
Okay, anticlimactic. Pause.
Noreen, 2 types of screams that we heard. Isang panghihinayang
Oh,
na hindi pa 45, but then another portion of the arena cheering because Choco Mucho has potentially tied this game up pending the result of this challenge.
boy, the fans of Choco Mucho praying for a no touch or a non-block touch.
Crucial stretch.
No, that was clean.
Clean.
There's no block touch. The challenge
We are
successful.
all deadlocked at 13. Am I correct?
Yes, that's right.
Substitution.
Mars Alba and Kat Tolentino inserted in the match.
Tolentino in.
They've
6
been in this
out.
situation before.
Alba in.
Well, it is the right time to have a full front row for Choco Mucho. So you're going to try to win this without Dina Wong and Santiago Manabat.
It's winning time. Alba with the serve.
What a serve.
Tolenada goes to Marina.
Oh!
Checked at the net.
Still alive!
Isa pushes it over. Just when you least expect it. Ipak scores for Capital One.
Boy, it wasn't Toshova, it was Ipak, and we are at match point. And guess what? It is Capital One.
What a set. Great decision by Iris Tolenada.
Serving for the match.
Boy, these gritty girls from Capital One. Yeah.
IQ, maturity, call it whatever you want. Iris Tolenada putting her team at match point. Kat.
Oh, chance.
Good up. Toshova for the record and for the win. Capital One takes this match in 5 sets.
That was number 45. Hats off to Toshova.
History in the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. We have a new PVL scoring record. The Romeros are loving it. This Panalo play of the game is brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, okay.
Boy, you know, Capital1 looking good and making it to the top 3 going into the next phase of the competition.
13 to 25, 25 to 21, 18 to 25, 25 to 20.
Big win here now
and
for Capital1 as they now have a 2-2 win-loss record. They hold.
And you know, we have to say, Miguel,
Yes.
they worked hard for it. You know, not to take anything away from Choco Mucho. Capital1 just really worked hard. Look at the score. The score line. 5th set, 15-13. Could have gone either way.
Close until the very last point. And it wasn't even a set of play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Toshova just finding a way to put her team on top, and she does.
Say it again. Say it again.
Toshova.
Again. Again.
I've said it 45 times, Noreen. I'm not gonna be tired to say it anymore.
Because it has been a Toshova show. I mean, you said it, history, she eclipsed the 44-point record, and she is the best player.
Our crew just informed her of her record-breaking performance. Now we turn you over to Jana Ejido, who is with our player of the game.
Thanks, Miguel and Noreen. I am with our player of the game today, and it's my pleasure to say it. Congratulations, Marina Toshova. What a win. I just want to tell you that you broke the PVL scoring record today in this 5-setter with a whopping 45 points. You just set a PVL record. That's from 43 attacks, 1 block, and 1 ace. I just want to ask you, did you know the PVL record was 44 points? And did you see it coming that you might have eclipsed 44 to 45 points today? You set a record.
So for sure I didn't know about the score, sorry. And about my numbers today. Thank you, my team! I love you! Yes, the hardest thing was turn off our team, and then when we are on our way, we are on our way.
And of course, this match did not look easy at all. You extended it to 5 sets, but every time you scored, you looked absolutely calm. I want to ask you, what goes through your mind every time you hit those balls and deliver the block and an ace that got you to this?
Just huge desire, that's it. And enjoy the time. I love to be here, I love to play in this gym, I love these fans, I love everyone, and it's huge enjoying, you know, to play here. Oh my God, I love it. Thank you so much.
And of course, when we talked earlier, you mentioned that you're getting used to the atmosphere here in the Philippines. How did you react to the fans cheering for your team, especially in that last point that you clinched?
They're moving me forward, and doesn't matter if it's fans against you or with me. Doesn't matter. It's always like pushing me forward.
All right, and finally, do you have any messages for everyone watching and for everyone watching here at the Phil Sports Arena? Go ahead, Marina.
Thank you for your lovely volleyball. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to coming here. Thank you to watch us. Oh, sorry. Thank you to watch us there from your space, from your home. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, my team. Thank you, coach, staff, and thank you all Capital1 big family. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Marina. Congratulations once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed history. Marina Toshova, your player of the game with 45 points. Let's wrap this up. Miguel and Noreen.
Thank you, Jana, and congratulations, Marina Toshova and the rest of the Capital1 Solar Spikers. We're not done yet. After that historic performance, we have the Akari Chargers going up against the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells. On behalf of Noreen Go, Jana Ejido, and the rest of the crew, this has been Miguel de Guzman. You're watching the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball.